Women in Data Science Worldwide has been around since 2015. We started pretty small, as just one conference on Stanford campus, and our aim then was to simply feature outstanding women doing outstanding work in data science. And then we grew. We grew into a global movement, connecting women and also men around the world.
WIDS has grown organically, responding to what the needs of the community are, what women data scientists need, and exploring new ways to interact. Stanford University is proud to have been the birthplace of WIDS and a decade of growth. With our unique strength in data science, computation, and AI, Stanford was the ideal incubator to support this force for advancing diversity in data science. WIDS has had a lasting impact on data science at Stanford, with a co-founder of WIDS as a founding member of Stanford Data Science. Including multiple perspectives is baked into the core identity of our programs.
It's critical, and we need women in these roles. Every individual brings their own perspective, and so we need to make sure the entire workforce is represented.
Because it really fosters that sort of community building you want when it comes to not just data science, but really any, I think, efforts to try and engage more girls and women.
So the fairness mission that we have is really try to enable that two people with equal talent should have an equal shot at opportunities.
I also just encourage people not to give up and keep arguing for what you believe in and what's important to you and what you think will make a difference.
WIDS is about the sense of urgency we should all feel to ensure that women earn that seat at the table based on their skills and talent across the world.
WIDS has inspired me to believe that more is always possible.
WIDS has inspired me to think big. WIDS has inspired me to learn more.
It brings together some of the leading scientists in the world.
The journey is just beginning. At WIDS, we're not just envisioning a more inclusive future in data science and AI, we're making it happen. From equipping students with critical skills to advancing career development, we're expanding access to education, mentorship, and empowering support for tangible impact. The next decade starts now, with action, with us. Join us in shaping the future. Volunteer, mentor, or donate today.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hi, good afternoon. How are you all? Can you hear me? Hi, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Before I start, I would like to say thank you for everyone to attend this session. I'm welcoming all of you here. I'm so happy that you guys are joining. I know it's a long day and it's 7 o'clock. Everybody is tired, but I believe you this will be a very interesting talk and very useful, hopefully, inshallah. My name is Rawan Sbey. I'm a data scientist. I worked at Halliburton. I majorly work in a digital transformation project, which is using LLMs, fine-tuning LLMs, vision models. The session will be in English, both English and Arabic. If that would be okay for both. Would you prefer English or Arabic? I can be both. I'd like talk both ways. You guys prefer Arabic? So as I mentioned before, I worked in fine-tuning LLMs, LVMs, vision models, also segmentations model. So all my expertise is in digitalizing the data and using them in the company purpose. Before I start, I would like to say عندكم knowledge بالLLMs, large vision models, large language models, or from where you guys came in background. إيش المجال حقكم؟ هل مجالكم يتعلق LLMs؟ عندكم خلفية عنه أو you never heard of LLMs or VLMs? Okay, let's start our session. My session is talking today about chatting with your data, intelligent conversation with the document. What does that mean? Yeah, تحليل الكلام. We use everyday large language model. ChatGPT is one of them. Using OpenAI models is one of them. Using ChatGPT, etc. Right? تحليل الكلام. Okay, if you guys have any question, you can type it in the chat. We can have like very light conversations about what I'm discussing. Feel free to stop me at any time and discuss anything. Let's start. So, what is the large language model? Large language model, it's like when you are asking using OpenAI models or any, let's say, Llama models, ChatGPT. This is what I'm talking about. It's using large language model. AI model like ChatGPT, it's trained in general data from the internet. Sometimes it's outdated and sometimes it's up to date, depend on the model and which year that we are using. Is it trained on the latest data or not? For example, the data that is trained at books, documents, websites, any kind of data that's open on the internet. And sometimes also in personal data like PDFs, Word document, companies' data, etc. So even sometimes we ask AI or ChatGPT about specific information, and ChatGPT is not answering us right. Why? And the questions why OpenAI or why open source data is not answering our questions. Because if you ask about AI about something personal or something private, let's say our PDF, our private PDFs, our work PDFs, like if you are at work and you are asking about your daily task, like can you help me to in like page 5 in the PDF, can you give me the date of the something? OpenAI or any type of models will not answer you because they don't have the exact information. They don't know which PDF that you are talking about. They don't know about the pages that you are talking about. So if you ask questions, OpenAI, of course, will not answer you or any type of LLMs model because they are not trained on this data. So when you ask about the company specific technical report, it will gives you general answer, not specific answer like what you are asking about. That's because the OpenAI or any LLMs model, they don't have the access of your private document, your PDF file, Word reports. Even if you paste the text, sometimes you asked about it and then you come the next day and ask this exact same thing, it will not answer the questions because this data is not saved or trained. So to solve these problems that the OpenAI or any type of LLMs, they don't remember your document, is using RAGs. Does anyone heard about RAGs before? Yeah, sure, I will make it full screen. Do you have any idea about RAGs? And what does RAG mean? Okay, if nobody knows about RAGs, that's this session is really like good to give you like idea about RAGs and when you need them, why we need them, why we are using them, etc. RAGs is a shortcut for retrieval augment generation, which is come from retrievals, which is finding a relevant part of the document. Generation is using the large language model to generate the answer. This is the simplest meaning of RAGs. In simple terms, if you search about your file, the answer will be generated by using LLMs. Why we need RAGs? Because the model itself, using the open source model itself, it's not trained on the data, so the answer will be general. There will be more hallucination. What does hallucination means? Means if the model, they don't have like the knowledge to answer these questions, it will give you very random answer, and it will generate answers that you even don't know. It's not related to the question. Also, this using the open source model without training is sometimes useless. If you are giving, like, if you want the model perform or answer you in a specific document or specific report, it will be useless because the answer, it's not what your expectation. But when you provide right with your LLMs, it will give you more answer related to the questions, like the PDF that you answer. It will have the knowledge about the document, what kind of a question that you're asking. It will give you more accurate answer. It will be used, let's say if you are using in a company or if you are using for specific purpose, it will answer you accordingly to your own purpose. Some commonly RAGs used in chatbots, document scientists, and summarizing reports, etc. I give a snip of the code of when you are using like RAGs. We are passing the document, and then we are asking questions, and then it will answer with the using LLM. It will generate the answer for you. So let's go to the next slide. How does RAG works? The first step of using RAGs is embeddings. Of course, we heard a lot about the embeddings. What does embeddings mean? It's just converting the text into numbers so that the computer can understand. Okay, AI or machine, they can't understand the text as the human do, so we need to convert them like this example shown. Roses, it's converted to numbers so that we can make the machine understand. It's only the numerical representation of the words. Okay, we convert the document first step into embedding, which is numerical representation that capture the meaning of the text. Imagine those embeddings as fingerprint to the text. It should be the first step. It should be implemented. Each paragraph or page will be saved as a vector. Second step, when you are saving or converting those texts into vector numbers, you need database to store them. This database is called vector database, vector store. Just database as the normal database, but to store those numbers. Most common libraries, Chroma is libraries that you are using in Python. Everything clear or no? Or do you guys have any question? Is it clear? So بالعربي حنا لما نسأل سؤال لتشات جي بي تي عن الريبورت اللي حنا اللي عندنا مخزنينه السبيس حقنا. مثلا استخدمنا ريبورت حق الكمباني. OpenAI or any LLM's model, they didn't train. ما دربوا الموديل على الداتا حقتك اللي موجودة بالكمباني. فعشان كذا الجواب بيكون ما هو accurate لأنهم ما عندهم access لهذه الداتا. This is in simple word. They don't have access of your own for the company that you work in. عشان كذا the answer it will be مرة عامة. It will not be accurate. لأنها أكيد ما عندها access الداتا عشان كذا. To solve this problem, we introduce the RAGs, which is what I'm talking about. We are يعني أنا برسل الدوكيمنت برسل الدوكيمنت للألم مودلز وبقول له من هذا الدوكيمنت ارسل لي الجواب. Okay, so we know now about embeddings, how to store embeddings, etc. Let's go to the second slide. If I embed them and then store them in the vectors database, what it's gonna happen if I ask the question? أول شيء أول شيء understanding AI convert the question into embedding. أنا الحين سألت سؤال again بس هالمرة using RAGs. I pass the document والحين اليوزر ask questions. نفس الشيء ال questions it will be embed into vector database. بعدين يكون في searching it compares the numbers الembeddings اللي سألها اليوزر مع الembeddings that I already stored in my vector database. Retrieving I will retrieve the most relevant document. يعني لما يكون في matching numbers معناتها أنا رايحة للبيج اللي أنا قاعدة أسأل عنها. Then it will answer you and it will generate a question. I will show you example at the end how it will give you the answers if you ask the questions. مثلا user asked llama model what are the safety procedure for a well drilling. RAGs it will retrieve only the documents or the pages that it has the same vector numbers and well drillings. يعني بيكون في search more similar numbers of both the questions and the answer معناتها هذه الانسر. Okay, so it will be the answer. It will come from your own document, not from general knowledge that the model trained on. Do you have any questions in this part? Okay. Okay. So هذه بشكل عام البروسيس. هنا اليوزر يرسل query. الكيوري بتكون embedding to vector database which is convert the text into numbers. Then we will store them in the vector database. الحين I would be comparing the user query embedding and the vector database that I already stored. With using LLM, it will generate the answers and then it will give me more accurate answer. So the component here, you have the document, your own document, where you document is it PDF, is it Word file, etc. Embedding using embedding models, convert the text into numeric value for the searching. Retrieving, find the most similarity between the document and then between the questions. Then LLM will generate you the final answer. Okay, this is also in simple stages. So I'm asking questions, what user questions, convert them again into vector database. Similar document are fetched, retrieve them to the LLM, and then we will produce the final answer. So الحين هنا عندي comparison between if I use any LLM model without using RAGs. أكيد it will not have your private data, so the answer will not be accurate. It will not have document references relevant to your data. It will not be. Sometimes, yeah, of course, it will have like outdated, let's say, outdated examples, outdated answers. It can quickly update. No, if it is, we are using open source, it already trained, so they can't have the up-to-date data. But with RAGs, you can always send more documents and then embed them and then do the whole process. You can always find the reference where you find the answers. You can also fetch the page of the answers. It will be relevant to the file. So anytime you have new data, you can push them again and do the process. It can be quickly updated. Yeah, of course. So here is the example. I have my model and then I passed with my model. I'm using here Open AI, which is GPT 4.0. I passed this document, which is my data, and I asked a question, which is which formation showed the largest difference between the actual value. And then using the embedding, because I'm passing the document and I need exact number. So it will show me the exact answer here. If the model don't have this kind of document, it will not show the answer. Of course, because this is private data. I asked about my data. So the model will not know the thickness of what I'm asking unless if I provided the data itself. Okay, so also with the limitation, with the RAGs, it come limitations, which is understand only sometimes the text. It loses the document structure. So if we have pages. If you have page, it has images. It has like let's say it has a table, or it has let's say image of anything, like image of let's say sea, or image of the sun, etc. It will not be able to embed this kind of images. So it would come with the challenge. So if I have images or tables with the page, it will be hard to embed those kind. Of course, there is a more advanced way to use RAGs, which is vision RAGs, etc., which is I conduct session if I about using vision RAGs to use RAGs to embed maps, handwritten notes, tables, diagrams, etc. But for this traditional RAGs, it will be very challenging to make embedding out of those kind of documents. It will be lack of multi-modular understanding, which is I mentioned before, cannot understand visual content like geological sample, fossil, chart, uh, static knowledge, which is it should be manually updated each time. You should have pass a document and etc. So it is useful, but it depends on my usage and how I'm using that. If I want just text, PDFs, words, it will be so easy to embed and then use them. But if I have more visual content, you need to use more advanced RAG, multimodal RAG. For real life application, real life application of RAGs, mostly it's used in chatbot. You can use them for your own research, like summarize research. You give them you RAG your report, and then you ask a question, summarize the research, give me assist my writing, etc. Legal for HR. Majorly, we are using them in chatbots, which is like the common use of RAGs. Yeah, you can use it. You can use it offline. Actually, when you are using open source models, you can download the model and you use them. But I recommend using them in the cloud because of the resources. But do you use any RAGs or LLMs offline? محتسب. Not yet. You can use any model online, and you can embed the models online. Use them fully, like privately. So this is my talks is talking about RAGs. I can receive any questions if you have any questions about or confusions about what RAGs, how can you use them, etc. Do you have any questions, or like everything clear about RAGs? Why do we need them and how we are using them? Or what is the purposes of using the RAGs? Do you have? This is actually what I was like talking about RAGs, LLMs, how we are using RAGs. If you guys have any questions, or we can conclude our talk. You can give me use case if you ever use RAGs for documents or for your own purposes. أحد عنده سؤال على الموضوع أو عنده discussion confusion لخبطة بخصوص الموضوع؟ We can discuss if you have any question. Yes, yes, of course. You can use it with Llama, with any type of models, actually. With any models, OpenAI models, Llama models, Meta models, Microsoft models, Facebook models. Because it's technique. It doesn't matter which model that you are using. It just you are using the RAGs techniques, which is sending the documents while you are using the Llama. Llama model is, or any LLM's model, it just generate you. It gives you the content generating the answer. It doesn't have any relationship with the RAGs. It's just for generation. It give you the answers. I had talked like I think last week about comparison between traditional rags and vision rags, which is more advanced way of using rags that can embed also the images, the chart of the document tables, and also with using more advanced techniques in vision rags, the answers it will evolve. Like if you are sending only the text, words, PDFs, the answer it will be good, of course, accurate, more accurate comparing to the model that it's not aware of the document. But with using visions, it will be more advanced than traditional rags because you are, if there is any image, it will be also seen, it will be embed, and the model will have more answers or knowledge about the chart, or let's say the table. أحد عنده سؤال بخصوص الموضوع؟ If nobody have questions, thank you so much for attending this session. It was a good talk. I hope it's also light talk, like light talk and good talk for you that will benefit you, inshallah, for your own use cases. You can also contact me if you have any questions related to this topic and LinkedIn or my email. Thank you so much for listening. I'm here if you guys have any questions. Thank you so much. يعطيكم العافية جميعا. الشهادات بتوصلكم إن شاء الله in your direct email. Thank you so much for attending.